How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, welcome to the channel. We got our finals matchup for today. Dark Knightmon and the Twilight boys will be facing off against the Imperialdramon from the previous video. Definitely go make sure to go check that out. Came down to the wire. It was certainly an excellent game to watch in the locals. This one didn't actually get to see how this one finished. It looks like we are seeing the Dark Knightmon go for that Digicross. And search through top three. Going to take the Nene. And we're going to trash off to Knightmon pieces. Go up into Dark Knight. Level 5 to answer the board, passing over 3 memory. Just one less than what we need for a normal. And we are just declaring that we do have a blocker, so we're not going to have that EX01 Veemon swing in. Since it is locals, we do tend to be pretty forgiving on making sure people know all of the information. Imperialdramon is going to swing, and it's going to hit straight into the Iron Fisted Onslaught. All that swinging, and for Naut. Veemon just going to search for the new pieces, and we're going to see the Dragon mode go to hand. So a pretty decent position to be in here. Pretty sure this Dark Knightmon floats as well. Going to take both the Digimon pieces, 2 security checks, and there is the float. Get to keep one of the pieces on the board and then float into the second one. Going to take that level 6 Dark Knightmon into the aggression. It is kind of crazy here. Still got the Nene in the back as well. The question is, does the Monimon just crash in and do some extra, or do you play around the potential of a Giga Death? You're going to hit into a second Davis, so we're definitely going to be finding our pieces. The problem is whether you're going to be able to use them or not. Digicross into that level 5 Dark Knightmon, which is going to pop the body. Empty field on the side of Imperial. Look at all those cards in hand, but not even going to have time to use them. 2 security left, 3 bodies on the board. Our resident Alphamon player showing that their mastery of the black decks extends more than just the X antibody troop. And Dark Knightmon definitely not the most popular of the black decks, but still a very interesting piece. And we are going to see the bounce there, dodge the float. 2 bodies on the board and the Monimon in the back, so this will be near final turn. Monimon actually survives. Definitely not the intended result. Wanted to get searching a little bit, and we're going to see the Pride Memory Boost come down, which is going to find the Chikuri and play it to the field. And we're going to Digivolve up into the Dark Knightmon. If it does get deleted, we're going to have the float, so it has to find a way to answer the Monimon and the Chikurimon. Keep a blocker on the board. We're going to see the Stingmon, and we're going to DNA into the Imperialdramon, which should allow us to bottom deck the Monimon, but I guess you're going to go over the Chikuri, because you can actually swing over the Monimon anyway, so we'll swing over that, kill it. Check the top card as Congo, so to the bottom of the deck. Unfortunate hit on the Pagramon, it is what it is. Still does have 1 swing, but the question is, how do you get rid of this? HPD going to go into the level 6. The Dragon mode is going to play out the Leomon. We're going to have the Stingmon still keeping turns. We can go into a second level 6. I don't think there's any Dino Bee in this list, so just going into the Imperialdramon to have presence on the board. Swing at security, and we're going to draw off of it. Play the Nene. Just going to check that top 4. I'm going to add a Dark Knightmon piece to hand. Second check into the Chikuri. Thankfully, though, it's not the Digivolve one. And I feel like you go into fighter mode here to bounce the stack, dodge the float, and you're only going over for 2. Primary Boost is going to give us an extra bit just in case we swing into the Hammer Spark. And as far as I know, none of these Dark Knightmon pieces have Rush. Really should have done my research beforehand, but we'll figure it out on the fly. No hybrid for game here. And we are once again going to pop the body. Very nice from the Dark Knightmon toolbox. So 2 checks can come in. To be honest, it's still kind of danger right now. They're building up in the back. They got a Davis Ken This list won't go any higher than the level 6. We swing, you need to find a hybrid. We don't have jamming, so we're not going to get the draw. Swing over the Monimon. If you swing into the Dark Knightmon, you might be in a little bit of trouble. 5 memory to play with, because the Davis Cannon did give us the blue and green sources. So 2 memory gained off that. There's certainly plenty to play with, and we are going to swing in. I'm just going to play the Dark, or the Deadly Axemon out, and then search the pieces on deletion. Such a sticky body to get rid of. This is pretty much going to force the Megadeth. Because you don't have anything you can play from the field. Ooh, Megadeth and Gigadeath going to the bottom of the deck. But we do have the Megadeth in hand, so it's just going to pass over 5. Really smart play here, actually, not to overextend. Sure, 5 memory is being given over, but you've managed to clear the board. Death X in hand. 3 Tamers. Yeah, you definitely, if you're Dark Knightmon, you either have to play for blockers, or you have to try and find a way to lethal this turn. Obviously no rush, so we're just going to see the D-Digivolve instead. Go into the level 6. That's going to kill off the Davis and Ken. So now we don't have the 2 swings unless we can dig for another fighter mode. Hammer Spark will definitely make things a little bit easier. But by cracking the Davis Ken, you're now stuck at 3. Can't bounce because it's only 10k, and that Dark Knightmon, the X antibody, is at 12. Going to get suspended. Do you swing and crash? Well, you can't really, because unless you can get the blocker out, the Kurimon will swing for game. We're going to hit the Nene, and that is going to be game 1. Alright, it seems we are going to be having Imperial go second for this one. Nene to start things off. Search for the pieces. Looks like we have no Monimon in hand. But the Nene is going to let us play over. Sure, I guess Imperial went first, but it just immediately hatched and passed, which is why 3 memory. And the Mem Boost is going to be able to be played in response. Prime Memory Boost is that 4 cost. And the Leomon passing over 2. No memory tamers in the list so far. And nothing to float this time, it looks like. Going to Digi-Cross to pass over minimum amount of memory. Gonna find the Nene. I'm sure that'll be coming down next turn. Leomon gonna go into the X antibody. Just building up the stack in the back. We now have a blue and green, so could potentially bounce back. It's 4 memory, so I don't think it's going to get dropped so soon, but now that certainly makes things a lot simpler. Basically going to force the memory boost to be cracked in order to play anything out. Going to use the Dark Knightmon to Digicross from the trash. We're going to pass over 3 memory back. Leomon still sticking in the raising area. I guess there hasn't really been too much aggression on the side of Dark Knightmon, so you don't really have to force the issue too much. We're going to see another pass. Just looking for that Mem blocker. Simple hit for the Dark Knightmon. I'm going to go into a second one to kill off the Madoki and pass over to 1. Tempo control definitely seems to be with Dark Knightmon for now, because now you have to start thinking about it. The Sec +1 Dark Knightmon is in sources, so bounce that immediately back to hand. It seems like the Leomon doesn't want to be coming out of raising just yet. I'm not sure if he's saving for that level 5, that Imperialdramon, or if he just doesn't feel like he's going to get enough value out of the blockers. Okay, so we do have memory tamers in this list. You can see that memory tamer tie. All rookies, so we're going to see the Monimon. And then the Monimon on play search is going to scoop up 2 targets. So now threatening lethal, Leomon forced to come out. Gonna swing at security, dies on the first check, which plays a fresh Leomon out, which is going to be able to block and steal over 2 memory. XV to pass there. This looks pretty rough. He's got plenty to check. Swings in the first one. Swing in the last. Gonna find the Davis and... This time we are going to be having Dark Knightmon go first. I'm going to be seeing that Nene drop. Immediately pick up the X-Antibody version of Dark Knightmon. And the XP stack at the back. Labramon there for the jamming, which I'm sure we'll be inheriting. We do see the level 5 in hand this time. Now I do drop the memory boost or the memory blocker. Both of them actually have those floodgates. But no extra rookie in hand, so I don't think we're going to be seeing the promotion come out since you're going to be digicrossing the most of your pieces anyway. Instead, choosing to go for the memory blocker, or the memory tamer rather. Guaranteed to be at 3 memory for the rest of the game. And now we see the blue memory boost. That's an expensive one, definitely stings. Passing over a lot of memory there. The top search is going to work out for the Moneymon, skipping up 1 target. Still no Digicross shenanigans just yet. We're going to Digivolve over the Floodgate. I was not really expecting that to come out at all. I guess we are just not finding what we need.
Let's look at the fun.
And speaking of searching for pieces, Veemon going to drop. Memory tamers on both sides, so now not quite so one-sided in the choke war. That's it. It's possible we see a Congo drop just to make sure that the Veemon's not going to be up to anything too stupid. There it is.
Look at the fun.
Gonna see the bottom deck immediately come out from that DNA Digivolve. We will still have the blocker on the Moneymon. We're just gonna let it go through instead. Haven't seen the Nene on deletion come through really at all either. So Dark Knightmon's certainly been interesting and the pressure it's been able to build up, but now we're going to really see the board flooded. Need to start going wide yourself. You do have the Pride Memory boost. Not that you'll be able to use it though, because the Madoki is still there. So I need to find a way really to Digicross this to heal it off. Then you can pop that Mem boost. And then Digivolve into the Dark Knightmon once again. DP not really going to be all that important. So we've got 2 blockers, we've got another Congo. And just another chance to start building up in the back. Tempo control is certainly with Imperial. Gonna go for the DNA, which will bottom deck the Moneymon. Really is just another blocker that you don't have to deal with. Gonna draw. Get the block, and that's going to play out the deadly Axemon. Probably going to get swung over. The on-play, though, going to give them the pieces they need to Digicross straight back. Instead, swings in for the second check. Haven't gained any memory back is the main problem. And there's the bounce back to hand. Swing. The Nene going to find pieces. But you are running low. Congo stops the swing for game. Went on to a little bit of autopilot there. I don't think it's going to cost him, though. This board is so difficult to deal with. Unless there's cards that pop the Nene to get the extra memory back, I don't know how you get out of this. Chikirimon in the back. Would have loved to see that in security at least once. Yeah, this one's looking rough. Digicross keeps turn. Madoki is gone, so now you can play the with the memory boost to keep things. Iron Fisted Onslaught in the hand. Do you have a way of popping another body first, though? No Congo. I'm sure you'll have the blockers. And another deadly Axemon. It's going to get the Digivolve and the pop. 3 checks to deal with, though. When one gets destroyed... there's the suspend and the block, and there's the game. Yeah. Imperialdramon Fighter Mode gives you enough board control that you just can't get the blocks out in time. So that is going to be GG's. Here in finals, Imperialdramon going to take it 2-1. As always, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And of course, we'll see you in the next one.